All right, what's going on, guys? What's up, Brian? What's up, Anthony? All right, Karina, this is 7th grade. You're good. 7th grade is always on at 12. All right, guys. So what we're going to do today is I'm basically going to review a little bit of a couple other things on genetics to help you on your test that hopefully you're doing, or if you already handed it in, I'm going to grade it later today, and then I'll send it back to you hopefully by the end of today, as long as you get it in. Again, if you get it in at like 11 o'clock at night tonight, you're going to have to give me a little bit of time, and I'll send it back on Saturday. All right, so two of the things I just want to go over that's also on the test, okay? You have purebred and hybrid, all right? It's almost the same as homozygous and heterozygous, all right, genes. Where purebred, it's genes that are alike. So you can have capital or you can have lowercase, but they're both the same. Whereas hybrids, okay, those are genes that are different, where you have capital Y and lowercase y. Now, hybrids are produced by crossing two purebreds with opposite traits. So just to show you that really quick, okay, I'm going to make a Punnett square, all right? And let's say we put two purebreds together. So I'm going to put two capital P's up here, and then I'm going to put two lowercase, all right? So if I go across, I'm going to bring down my uppercase P's. And now I'm going to bring across my lowercase. My result for all four of these is big P, lowercase p, all right? So those are no longer purebred, okay? Because remember, you have to have two letters that are the same, and they got to be either capital or lowercase. So purebred no longer gets resulted when you cross two purebreds, but they have different traits, okay? When you think of purebred, what do you think about? What's one of the animals that comes to mind when we think about purebred? I want you guys to write it down in the chat. How are you, Evelyn? What do you guys think? What's an animal that's purebred? See, there's a lot of people in the chat. What do we think? Dogs. Good, Brian. All right. Evelyn, I'm doing good. All right. So our dogs, right? Purebreds. Some of them are purebreds. That means that they are constantly paired up with someone else that also has the same genes as them. Okay. So this is over time. So if we change this, all right, if I get rid of my Punnett square and I start over, and let's say instead of the lowercase p's, I put uppercase p's. This means that every option that I have, right, because every one of these is 25% chance, that's going to be my offspring, okay? Now you take that offspring, you match it up with another type of species. In this case, we're talking about dogs. And we put it with another capital P. And then we get the same thing. Capitals in all these boxes. Which basically means you're going to get capital P, capital P. This is how breeders, dog breeders, keep purebreds in respect with dogs, okay? They're always adding them to have offspring with the same traits, okay? That's how you get your purebreds over and over again. If you change it up, okay, and then the offspring now is P, big P, little p, it's no longer a purebred. Now it's a hybrid, okay? Because you have one uppercase and one lowercase. All right? Does anyone have any questions on that so far? The difference between purebred and hybrid. All right, I'm going to erase this so we have some room. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we are just going to go over the pedigree. Evelyn, I will look at that after this, and then I'll let you know. All right, I'll send you a message after this video. So what do the squares mean again? Do you guys remember? All right, so if it's square, that means you're male, good, okay? And then what about the circle? It's gonna be female, okay? Now, what is this line that's attaching them? What does that mean? This line right here, right? Married, okay? Now, if there is another line that comes out, let's say it's something like this, okay? All right, that means they're married if they're together. Now, if they're over here and they come down, this shows their offspring. So in this case, okay, since they're both two circles, it's going to be female. All right. Now, let's say these guys have offspring. So we're going to put these in, and now we're going to branch off again. Let's say this person has two boys instead. And now let's say this person only has one, a daughter. Okay. So here's my pedigree chart. And just for you guys to remember, I'll write up at the top. Okay. Now, on the test, I know some of you guys did it already, but I just want to go over it again. There's a couple of questions where they ask you, what does 1 in relationship to 3 mean? Okay. So what I want you guys to do on your test when you're doing this problem, Karina, which one don't you get? I'm looking at it. Female. Oh, Karina, there's a test that was uploaded on Monday. All right. It's genetics test. So a lot of the videos that we did today and the last couple of days, okay, Monday, Wednesday, it's been going over this test. All right. So if you go back on Monday and you find that test and you look at it, try to get it done by today, but I'd like to get it by Monday. Okay. So you still have time. So don't worry. All right. All right. So what you're going to do is for this pedigree chart is you can put numbers on it. Remember, it's like reading a book. You start at the top, you start at the left, you go right. Now you're going to put 3 here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Now, in this case, let's say I ask you, how is 1 related to 4? Okay. So 1 to 4. All right. So we got a male. It's going to be basically dad to daughter. All right. Now, if we do another one, let's say we do 4 to 6. Okay. they're both together coming from these married people. So these actually are sisters, okay? Because they're both female. So 4 and 6 are sisters, okay? Does anyone have any questions on that so far? All right, I want you guys to try one. You guys are going to do from 1 to 8. All right, tell me that one. 1 to 8. I want you guys to go 1 to 8. All right, so we got this guy, and then we got this person all the way down here. Tell me what they are to each other. What's their relationship? All right, so let's say we got the top, right? So this is basically the beginning of your family, okay? So these two people are married. We know it's male, okay? It goes to the next step. So these are their kids. And now this next generation is their kids' kids, okay? So right now we know that this is male, okay? So we got a male, and then we got a male all the way up here. So we go to male, right? Now these are his parents. We go up again. These are his parents' parents. So it's going to be grandpa to grandson. All right. Now, if we did it with 7 also, that would be the same thing. It'd be grandpa to grandson, because 7 and 8, those guys are brothers. Now, what if we went from 1 to 9? What would that be? So I want to see, let's go from 1 to 9. What would those guys be? So again, we have grandpa up here. Now we go down. It's going to be granddaughter. Okay, good. Now, last one, and then we'll change it up a little bit, okay? Let's get rid of... We'll do blue now. We're going to do number 8 and number 9. How are these guys related? 8 and 9. So if we look at these two, okay? Because remember, these two up here, we got a female, we got a female. These are sisters, correct? So these are their kids now. So if someone in your family, right, if your dad or your mom have brothers and sisters, their kids are going to be your cousins, all right? And that's what they are. All right, so I'll keep this up. Remember, you can always pause the video and be able to copy this down and also rewatch these, okay? They're going to be up on the YouTube channel. So let's get rid of this now. So remember, that's the last page on the pedigree chart. All right. So the last thing I want to just go over really quick. When we're talking about homozygous, right? What does that mean? Is that same or different for homozygous? What do we think? It's going to be the same. Good, right? So we got same. So homozygous, is that a purebred or a hybrid? What would that basically be the same as if we had to match it up with a purebred or a hybrid? Purebred, perfect. So homozygous actually goes with purebred, okay? Because it's going to be the same. Now, when we're talking about heterozygous, we know that that's different, okay? So my heterozygous, what is that going to match up with? Since we know it's purebred, we know that a hybrid has to be this one, okay? Because remember, it's going to be a capital, which is a dominant, and then a lowercase, which is a recessive gene, okay? Remember, dominant, once you get one of those dominant genes, those are the ones that get carried over. So like our example before, we're going to talk about eyes, okay? So if you have a dominant gene, we're going to put B, okay? So our uppercase B is our dominant gene. If you have a dominant gene, what color eyes are you probably going to have? You're probably going to have brown, okay? Now, when we're talking about a recessive gene, okay, it's probably going to be blue. All right. I know there's a couple other colors, but in respect for this, dominant's going to be brown, recessive is going to be blue. Okay. Now, for those of you that have brown eyes, you can have big B, right? Because that's going to give you brown. Or you can have big B and you can have little b, okay? That's a hidden trait, okay? When you have your own offsprings, that will get carried down. Maybe you have the possibility of having a blue-eyed child, but you still have brown eyes, okay? Now, in my case, I have blue eyes, so I already know that those are my genes, my genotype. I have 2 lowercase because that's the only way you can have blue eyes, okay? So for me, if any of you have blue eyes, that's what yours are, okay? Depending on the letters can always change, but you have 2 recessive genes, alleles, okay? Now, if you have brown eyes, you don't know whether you have 2 dominant or a uppercase dominant and a lowercase recessive gene, okay? Does anyone have any questions on what we just went over? I know it's a little bit review, and then I'll tell you what we're basically going to be expecting for the rest of the week, okay? Bring this up a little bit. All right, now I'm going to get in my chair. All right, so again, this video is going to be up. It can help you on your test. For those of you that have handed in your test today or yesterday, I'm going to be going over it, all right? I'm going to be sending it back, so I'm going to return it back to you, okay? And basically, I'm going to write down check number 7 again, okay? This way, you can actually look at your test. You can get a feel of, how you think you're going to do. And when you're done with that and you hand it in a second time, that's going to be your actual grade, okay? Now, if the grade, when I punch it into PowerSchool, if it brings down your grade by a little bit, I'm just not going to count it, okay? So this is something that can help raise your grade, all right? If you do have a really high grade to begin with, I still want you to try it out, okay? Because a lot of this stuff, when you go into high school, you're going to be learning a lot with this, all right? We did get extended. It is now no school until the 15th, okay? So we are we're looking like we're going to finish up on genetics. All right. Just a few things just to wrap up that are on the test. And then the quarter is going to end. So you're going to see some of your grades starting to adjust. All right. Again, they can only go up. So the more work you've done, the greater your grade's going to change going up. The other thing is a little bonus for you guys. So besides finishing the test, which you should be trying to get in later today to me, okay? The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to load up a YouTube video, all right? It's going to be on Charles Darwin in the Galapagos Islands, okay? What I want from this is for you guys to basically give me a summary of what the video is about, okay? When you do that and you send it back to me, I will add points to either a test or a quiz to help out your grades even more, okay? So it's almost like a little bonus because I know you guys are going to be doing the test later today, but if you can get in that YouTube video by basically the end of the weekend, okay? So try to get in by Sunday. I will add some points to either a test or a quiz, all right? So if you guys had a bad day on a test or a quiz, definitely do that. Also, it'd be a good idea because Charles Darwin, he is important with genetics, okay? The whole thing was survival of the fittest. It'd be good to watch a video on him instead of just looking at YouTube slide or PowerPoints, okay? Does anyone have any questions of what I said so far? All right, so pretty good. So later, after my 8th grade video that I'm going to do, look for the bonus at about 2 o'clock. I'm going to put it up. And then also just, try to get those tests in, and I'll try to send them back to you as soon as possible, okay? If you don't get it back, I'm just going to say, it's perfect, and then you don't have to worry about it, okay? Because grades are going to have to be due basically Tuesday morning. So by Monday night, I have to get all the grades in, okay? All right, I'll see you guys later.